Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Funday with Paul and Judy. I know it's so amazing how fast time seems to go. A girl and I were talking about that just this morning at my bar class. I said, maybe it was last night, but we were saying, I don't know what's happening, but I say to myself, it's time for dinner again already. Like the days just seem to go so
they are going fast.
But anyway, we hope you're having a great weekend. We were just commenting on what a beautiful day it is here. So we're celebrating a beautiful day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And my drink of choice today is Theraflu.
Yeah, how about that?
So we haven't been sick in so long, and I woke up with a little sniffle. So I was looking at you'll love this about us, I'm looking at the Theraflu package as I'm putting it in. It's a powder, and it says expiration date was 2008.
That's how long it's been since we've been sick,
or at least since we took Theraflu. But yeah. I use it anyway because it's a powder.
Yeah.
How does if anybody knows, how does the powder go back? Right.
That's true. That's true.
Like when you think of freeze dried stuff that they sent to the moon.
You know, they also say that things that are in pill form, not capsules, but pills, like say aspirin, that they have an expiration date too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For the same reasoning, I wouldn't think that they would expire.
I think
either.
It's just to get you to buy more.
Maybe. I don't know.
We weren't going to fall victim to that little game.
Hi, Teresa. Thanks for writing in. Yes, and be sure to let us know where you're watching today, the city and state, and how things are shaping up in your neck of the woods. I know I talked to Laura Duffick the other day. You'll remember her as a guest on Evine and Shop HQ. And she was famous for all the bedding and linens and things like that. And you're going to be seeing her face again soon, I hope. And I'm excited for her about that. But I'll let her tell you when the time is right. But anyway, we were talking the other day and she said, Judy, she lives in Minnesota. It is 97 degrees here. I'm like, well, that's how Minnesota was, though. Whenever we would go up there on business, it was one extreme or the other.
Yeah, I remember we were like almost permanent residents at the Hilton Garden in Eden Prairie.
Yes, yes.
And I remember like if I was there for a week, and I would, I think it was in May. We went up there. We were going to go to a baseball game.
Yeah,
and it was snowing. So we're like, no, we're not going to a baseball game.
But there was another time you were going to go to the state fair.
Yeah,
and there was something that happened there too.
But then
crazy.
I think that this particular time I was doing a walk around the parks around the hotel, and it was like 108 degrees. Exercise.
Yeah,
it really is like 108 or 105.
Yeah, we don't get that in Florida.
No, and
we get the humidity, but we don't get the. She was saying, Phoenix, hot. Hi, Glenna.
Yeah, the girl behind the counter at the assistant manager or whatever she was. Oh, you must be used to this in Florida. I'm like, no, it never gets 105 where we live.
No, it gets hot, but
92.
Yeah, but it's humid. It's a humid hot.
It's a dry heat.
It's just like people in Vegas.
Phoenix,
but it's a dry heat.
Yes, but it's 120. Hot.
Jane says June gloom, California. Oh dear, not having good weather there. It sounds like. Well, we'll try to brighten your day.
Oh yes,
Jane.
We have a lot of little extras today because Paul's not sure how long his voice is going to last.
Yeah, he said if he falls into a coughing fit, he might have to excuse himself.
And turn off my mic because we have the wireless mic.
Exactly. Nice to see your names. Hi, LaDon. LaDon is actually a contributor, as is Glenna, of our Signs of All Kinds.
So, and YouTube channel aficionados.
Yes, absolutely. So we had some fun ones. A lot of people contributed, actually. Okay. So you were ready for the Signs of All Kinds?
Yes.
Okay. Dry or not, it's still a hot. Yeah, you're right, Mark. We totally agree. Okay. So let's move into our Signs of All Kinds. And this is from Laura P. I had to read this. I'm so typical. Duh. I had to read this a lot. I didn't get it. Like, elephants, please stay in your car. Wait, what do you mean the elephants should stay in your car? And then I didn't know they could drive.
I hope it's a big car.
Elephants in the neighborhood.
Well, a little punctuation would have helped.
Yes, but that's what's beautiful about all these signs. They're just so much fun. So keep them coming. Speaking of that, let's move to the next one. Oh, you'll laugh at this. I left the restaurant name in the snapshot just to show you. I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster. And I found this on Skip Borghesi's Instagram page. Oh, he had put it up and somebody had said, see, I'm not the only one. And And I said, I have to show
Looks like
our
it's in
peeps.
Texas, right? Is that where?
El Arroyo.
Well, I'm looking at the. It looks like the state.
Oh, in the
shape
upper
of the
right
state
hand.
in the
Yeah,
upper
it
right-hand
does,
corner.
doesn't it? You're probably right. But I thought that I had to add that in. Okay,
Like
so
it.
here's the next one from Patty. Yesterday's Meals on Wheels. Can you read it?
Yeah. Wait. Yesterday.
Yesterday's Meals
Oh,
on
right.
Wheels.
Yeah, that's great.
I thought that was so fun too. And we've had a number of
Of
funny
those,
signs
yeah.
on the back of those dump trucks.
We love those guys.
I know, they're very creative. I love that. Thank you, Patty, for your contribution.
Speaking of that, though,
Here's from Glenna. Life is not a fairy tale. If you lose your shoe at midnight, you are drunk.
have you been there?
Arroyo, Texas.
No, I'm saying, have you
Oh,
been?
Austin. Yeah. Funny. Have I been where?
With your
Lost my
shoes in
shoe?
the bar.
I've been drunk at midnight, but I've never lost my shoe. But my Prince Charming came along anyway. Thank you, Glenna. This one was from LaDon.
I love this.
My boss wants me to sign up for a 401k. No way, I'm running that far. I love that one too. Thank you,
Yeah,
LaDon.
but that's only like 200 and some miles.
Very, very good. I want to see if I had one more tucked in here, or if that was the last one. Oh, yeah, this one.
That's fantastic.
From my Uncle Dave. He always comes through. Out of gas. You're going to have to circle back.
That is
I
funny.
just thought that was really cute too. So we've had a lot of fun with these. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I try. Sometimes it works out and sometimes not so much, Mark.
And Uncle David's like coming alive as
He's on
a
fire.
contributor. Yeah.
He's on fire with all his contributions. I know. I love that. So I always have to add
And his
him
son,
in if he-
your cousin,
yes.
was on a big bike journey, right? Motorcycle
Yeah, a
journey.
motorbike
Yeah.
journey. Yes, they went. Was it all the way up into the Appalachian Mountains or something like that?
Well,
They were up in-
Appalachians would be further south, but they
They were in New York and Vermont
in
and New Hampshire. And they did an 8-day bike trip. I should have put some of the pictures on here because, you know, in true fashion, whenever you plan something, it never goes as planned. So they were 3 guys, and then they also had a driver, I think, who was like driving along with them, extra
In case
supplies
something
and things.
happens.
Yeah, and things did happen. One of the guys ran out of oil,
Mhm.
so they had to stop for that. One of the guys had a flat tire. So they had, and don't forget, this is really in the wilderness. In fact, there was a lake that said Bear Lake or look out for Bear Lake or
Yeah.
something. Probably a good sign of all kinds.
Bears
somewhere
stay in
there.
car.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure there were many of those along the way. So those are our fun signs of all kinds. We enjoy those. So you guys keep them coming. So much fun. And you can use Messenger in Facebook to send those. And then what I do is I just open them up and then I take a screenshot of it because that's the way that I can then put it into my software in order to be able to add it to the show.
Now, full disclosure, we have to say, we did prepare a new dish, a new recipe,
Oh, we did.
and it was delicious,
Oh, it was so good.
but we had a snafu with no sound. Some of you might prefer that. But
Well, the truth is and we always talk about technical difficulties. Like we said, when there's something that's supposed to go right, there's always something you have to anticipate that might go a little wrong. And in this case, we had the computer set up as one of the cameras. We used 4 different cameras, and the computer being one of them. And that, you're right, that's the one where we use the audio.
Oh, yeah.
So that one was going great for like 15 minutes. And then suddenly the image froze. And we can never be sure if behind that frozen image something is still going on and it's still recording, or if we really do have to stop and start over. So we decided to stop and start over, not start completely over, but just start another take.
Right.
And I thought that the camera was rolling.
Nope.
And it wasn't.
Not so much.
So we got the first 15 minutes on 4 cameras, but then we couldn't get the last half, which is always the big reveal, the most fun of the
So
recipe, but we ate it anyway.
The reason I say full
fantastic.
disclosure, it was fantastic, but now this will be the first time that you'll see us do it because we have to do it again, and it won't be
Quite as funny.
No, it won't be. We always say we never practice them. Well, this one we apparently
But you know
did.
what? We actually did learn a lot from it,
Yeah.
to be honest. So we're going to change a couple things when we do it again the
Exactly.
second time. So in a way, you're benefiting
You're
from
getting the
our
best.
mess up.
But it was unbelievably good.
Yeah, it was really,
Really
really,
good.
really good. So we'll show you that one. And
Do we want to say what it is so they can look forward to it?
if you want to.
Yeah, it was basically the P.F. Chang's lettuce wrap recipe.
I think we might have mentioned that was something that we wanted to do when we were on last weekend talking about recipes. So we ended up doing that one this week. But
you know how we usually have leftovers? Not so much.
No, not so much on that. We ate the whole entire thing. Of course, if you think about it, it was all really light. It was lettuce and meat and some really good combinations.
I'm two-fisted because this is so hot it's burning my tongue. So I have the cold water to chase my Theraflu.
Yes. Well, we'll let your voice rest.
Okay.
And we will go into some
fun.
Yeah, some fun, like Blast from the Past.
Yes.
Do you want to do that? Do you want me to put yours up first?
No, I think let's do yours first. Because I will comment on it.
Okay. This is another one of those situations where he said he was going through the thumb drive and decided to grab, not a screenshot, but a little snippet of a video. And he always says, don't watch it. You can't cheat. Okay. So I'll mute us first so that we don't have a feedback problem. So I'm seeing this for the first time too, except it probably happened 35, maybe 40 years ago.
Well, this is what Judy looked like when she came into the Grand Salon about a half an hour ago. And this is what Judy looks like now with her brand new style. What do you think?
What do you think?
I like it. I think it looks good.
I think I do too. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but the fullness is nice.
We were asking the folks here what's going to be really popular for women this fall, and they said it's really going to be kind of an extreme. It'll either be really short or it'll be really long and full. It just depends on what you're comfortable with.
She said if I let her cut it, she would take a little bit of the back off, I guess. Also, what's going to be popular this fall is highlighting and also putting color into your hair. And keep in mind that people aren't using brushes to pull it back anymore or curling irons. They're really working with it with their fingertips, which is the effect that she achieved here.
Now here's our next story.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I'm going to comment on that because I know this lady very well.
And you're going to tell them I was really lying when I said, "Oh, I think it looks good."
I like it. I think something like
that would definitely take some getting used to.
I know I know that because that's happened to me. You're not wearing that shirt, are you?
Yeah.
I recognized it a mile away, but that was
face,
circa what, 80s? It was.
That would have been 1985 when I was the host of PM Magazine
in
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So cute.
And that was my co-host Jim Guy.
Guy.
And he's the one I told you I think went on to become a weatherman when PM Magazine was canceled across the country. I went into the shopping channel business and he went into the weather business. But that's Jane. Yeah, thank you. I'm sure I couldn't wait to get home after my show that day. Wash my hair and do it all over again.
And if I know my wife, like I think I do, she was cutting.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, we have another blast from the past.
Okay, is this mine?
Yeah, this is yours.
So basically, yes, I have to because I'm the one that sent them to her. So this would have been 2001, early 2001.
That's not fair. You have to go back to the 1980s too.
Oh, I will. But still, this is when I was sent to Tanzania to film the Tanzanite mines and a lot of other things as well. And so this is a little snippet of that.
Okay. I think, Karen, you're right. I think it was kind of like a shag. In fact, it reminds me, when I looked at myself, I felt like I looked like Billy Ray Cyrus. I didn't quite have
achy, breaky heart.
That's right. Oh dear. Anyway, okay, I'm muting us again, so you have to stop talking now.
We decided to get an early start on our safari as we look at the crater floor. We're going to wake up with the animals this morning. In fact, as you look at the awe-inspiring beauty of this, it's easy to see why some people call the Ngorongoro crater the Garden of Eden. And it's also easy to understand why a mountain not far from here is what the Maasai call Odonyo Langai, which is the mountain of God. They believe that's actually where God lives. Come on, let's go. Okay, Mr. Brown, you ready to go?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it was fun finding all of those things from PM Magazine and these trips that we took with QVC. There's some from Judy in Italy. Yeah, so we'll make that a regular segment. You know, you could do also is on Instagram, do a Throwback Thursday.
Oh yeah, that's true. That would be fun.
Yeah,
Because people
one
are
of
still
yeah.
doing. Oh, that would be really fun, and they would be really throwing way back.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's true too. All those old styles come back around, don't they? Oh my goodness. I'm not going back to that style though, just so you know. You don't have to worry. I don't think Nick Chavez would allow it.
Oh, we have to show him that. Oh my gosh, when he comes back on.
Oh yeah. You mean show like, not the whole thing, but just like a snapshot of it. He would.
What can you do with this, Nick?
Yeah. What would you recommend?
We
That you
need-
never show that picture again.
Yeah, we need to put more care into her hair care after that.
That's right. He'd be sending me every product that he could
Yes.
find.
Stop. Get it to her, stop.
Oh
Anyway,
God.
that's fun stuff.
Well, you know what else is really fun though is especially the Tanzanian trip that you showed that from 2001 you said
Yeah.
was when you took that trip, and how far we've come since then. Actually 20 years ago,
Yeah.
but you're still doing the gemstone
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
So let's talk about the video that you just uploaded yesterday.
Yes.
And we'll show a little
And-
snippet of that too.
And I love even just the toss to it because I always say hematite, you say hematite, as does I think Glenna.
That was going to be one of my questions.
And well, it's actually more accurate. I'm lazy sort of, but because it comes from a Greek word which means blood. So when you think of hemoglobin, that's why it should be hematite. But I just call it hematite.
But
I'm a
everybody-
rebel.
But we all look to you as a gem expert for how we should.
Well,
pronounce
yes,
it.
and you know when something ruffles my feathers like green amethyst,
Oh yeah.
then I
hear
I
about
pick
it.
a side. But tomato, I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And this is some hematite. When you look at the hematite, it really reminds me up close like this of almost like the look of a Tahitian pearl. The difference is you know right away it's not a Tahitian pearl because it feels a lot heavier than a pearl would feel. Well, there's a reason for that as well, because hematite has the second highest specific gravity of any natural gemstone.
Okay, so that you just uploaded yesterday.
I think it's third, so it's doing pretty well. And I'll take this opportunity. I always do like questions and answers and everything, but Glenna had asked a question about the hematite when you and I were in the hot tub yesterday.
Yep.
And so I said, I'm sorry, I'm in the hot tub with Judy and we're having happy hour.
Yes.
So I'll just go ahead and answer it on Sunday Funday. She said that works. So what she actually had two good questions. I'm only going to do one of them though. When you have to watch the other, she was talking about hematite.
Okay.
Hematite.
And saying she owned it.
She owned it,
Because
and
he used a couple of my bracelets in his
right,
video,
and
including the rainbow hematite.
which is very nice.
Yeah.
That was one that we found on our boat anchor.
I know.
But
That was really a story.
But anyway, she asked a really great question, and it was about it was supposed to have some sort of powers, but I didn't feel any different. She said, "Is there anything to that?
The spiritual
that
power
whole
thing.
and and I said, well, I didn't say. I'm saying now.
You're answering her now.
I'm not really big into that, and even when people ask me about, well, does this turquoise do this, or if it stabilizes it, ruin its mystical powers? I'm not really into it. But I will also say I'm not one to say that it's impossible, because we used to visit a guy called Matt Geiger.
Yes.
And he had Matt
during the Tucson
I think it's
Gem
Matt
Show.
Geiger. Anyway, Geiger Minerals, and I think he still has a website and all of that. And he used to show us things, and you could actually feel the energy of some of the stones, and even something like amber. If you rub that, it will get a static electric charge, and you can pick up little pieces of paper. So you can imagine that, especially in the 1200s, 1300s, 1400s, people would say, "Oh my gosh, this thing has magical powers."
Right, right.
And who are we to say? I mean, gems have been around for billions of years. We've been around for just one little nanosecond of time. So no, I don't really go into much of that because I don't consider myself an expert.
Michelle says it's grounding, a beautiful protection stone. I really love those bracelets.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't think
great.
I feel anything different when I wear mine either, but I really like them.
Well, I know, and I said this in the book, that they say that amethyst prevents drunkenness. I've tried numerous times and it doesn't work. And the policeman was not really
Understanding.
he didn't understand at all.
Even when
I
you
have
showed him your
amethyst.
right,
Look, I got a purple shirt.
to show for it. Well, I'll also show you, if in case you do want to watch the whole video, that here's Paul's channel on YouTube. And you guys know that you can watch it on either your laptop. You can actually even watch it on your smart TV if you've got the YouTube icon on your smart TV, like Fire Stick or Amazon Prime or anything like that. And so it'd be fun for you to be able to go back and watch that. And this is, I took a little snapshot of your show. And there are a couple of the bracelets he borrowed from my jewelry box, but I loved this picture that you found online. I thought that was a beautiful specimen of hematite. And very cool things have been happening with Paul's channel lately.
What?
Check this out, a milestone. Yes.
40,000 views, 38,000 were for me. But no, I really appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you who subscribe. And remember, if you haven't yet, it's free.
It's free.
Even though it says subscribe, we're not asking for credit card numbers. We're not doing any of that.
And speaking of subscribers, you hit another milestone.
Today,
Yay.
we hit 1,700.
It's so much fun to see it climb like that. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, it's such a compliment. And, you know, we love to check and see how the videos are doing, the viewership and the comments. Because we love to be able to see what you say, especially when it comes to a recipe or a workout or any of the Gemstone videos.
Speaking of workouts.
Yes.
So what's going on? So
the next workout that's going to be coming out is going to be all about stretching. And I did warn, yes, that I was going to do one, but I really got into some very, very good and long stretches that I think you should do every day. And I talk about the benefit of stretching and how people will say, do I need to stretch every day? And the answer is, if you can, yes, it would be a great idea to do it every day, because as we grow older, everything, you know, you need the oil can more and more.
I tweaked my hamstring today.
Yep.
And it's
so easy to do.
Just
life will
told you this yet, but I might want to get some of your stretch bands for that, to get my hamstrings, because my hamstrings get really, really tight anyway, and I'm not real flexible.
Well, so you're going to have to watch my video then too, because I do stretches for both the upper body and for the lower body, the hips and thighs. It's that same sort of thing. If you're very tight already, or if you don't have a lot of flexibility, sometimes those are the first places to tweak you or to go to break, you know, all that. So
I'm sold.
I'll have to put you as my first guinea pig in watching the video before I put it up online. But I'm looking forward to editing that. That has not been edited together yet.
You know how people can touch their toes. I'm not one of those people. I don't think I've touched my toes since I was 6 months old.
I'll show you how you can get there. Very slowly.
Yeah, bring my foot up.
No. You have to work the body with stretches. But I'll get you there. I've actually become so much more flexible from taking classes for 5 and 6 and 7 years and then teaching them myself. But it is amazing what you can do if you just put a little bit of time into it. So that'll be fun, I think, to come up with.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then I thought it would be kind of fun also to start another conversation. Oh, yeah, I think you'll like it. It would actually be great for both men and women to be able to do, because these things they're at-home stretches. And I really actually go around the room and use all sorts of different things, because one of them is lying on your bed, and I'll show you that stretch. And then another one is standing in your closet door, and I'll show you that one. Another one is hanging on to a bureau, and I'll show you that one. And then another one that you would look at me and say, oh no, I'm not going to do that one. So I'm going to see how far I can get you into this move. And then each and every time you do it,
you get a little bit further.
More and more and more and more.
Yeah. And I need to do it. I'm the worst at it, and I need to do it.
Yeah, it would be good. Yeah. It's just something, some of them you can do before you even get out of bed. You know, that's when you know you'll get that particular one in. Right. But I thought it would be fun to show another subject matter that would be a good conversation starter. What's a saying that kids nowadays will never know? I'll start. Roll the window down.
Well, and how about dial the phone?
Yes, dial the phone. those are the sorts of things that I thought, oh, these would be so much fun to bring up because everybody's going to have a comment that they've heard recently from somebody who said, what are you talking about? In fact, we were watching a show the other day.
I'll say this. I think about my dad who's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going up to somebody who, is straight from the 60s and say, I'm going to swipe your credit card?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, you're not, fella.
That's right.
You're going to get a bloody nose.
That's right.
Yeah.
All those sorts of things are, I think, pretty funny to bring up. We should start writing them down. And then next weekend, you can share all of the things that you come up with.
I've come up with a million of them.
Neck and shoulders. That's a really good one. And that's one of the things that I address in the upcoming stretching video. I'm glad you guys are being so open to it.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it because it's slow. It's very slow going, and it can be frustrating if you don't have the time and you're one of these people who's go, 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 go. But if you can settle your mind for 10 minutes, that's really pretty much all it takes to do these things. And it can be done first thing in the morning, middle of the day, right before you go to bed at night, but just work it
I'll be honest, most experts that I've ever spoken to on that subject will say that as you
45. That's good. I like that one,
as you
Michelle.
get older,
yep,
your flexibility is probably more important than your strength. So
no doubt.
I've heard that before.
No
I do
doubt.
like that, the 45s.
Yeah. What's a 45?
Or album.
Yes. Yep. Play the album.
Yeah.
Or an LP.
Yep. And then there's the there's a million.
I know. Yeah. So you have to write it down.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin too much.
Because I think that'll be something to bring up as a future conversation. Swipe. Yeah. And here's another one that Jane just came up with. Like, what in the world are bobby socks? Right? And this goes along with bobby socks. Pair of Oxfords. Do you know I still have my Oxfords, Jane? Yes. And I still fit into them. I'm really kind of surprised. I wore them when I was in high school as a cheerleader. We had to wear Oxfords. And if I'm thinking of the same shoe that you are, they're the black and white shoes that tied up in the middle. And I used to put my pom-poms on them. Not the big pom-poms that you carry, but like little handmade pom-poms in the colors of the school.
Yeah.
But I can't get rid of them. It's like something that what's a 33? Same thing. Yeah, I like the 45. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of is the saddle shoes. Yeah. So maybe the other one, the Oxfords are different than saddle shoes?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm talking about saddle shoes that I still have, right?
Yeah, Oxfords are more of that classic, especially
like
men's
a penny
shoes.
loafer?
Yeah, well, yeah, but
people wouldn't know that either, probably. Penny loafer, Oxfords, saddle shoes.
I think with all of the cryptocurrency, and so it would be a Bitcoin loafer.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do the twist. What?
Yes.
That's good. Hi, Randy. Thanks for joining us. So I thought that would be kind of a fun conversation starter.
Yeah.
So we can kind of pick back up where we left off with that one next week and see what else you come up with. Have a list. And then as you type them in, we can all talk about them. And then it's going to take people in all kinds of different directions.
And it's also Funday, but it's Sunday Brie Day.
Are you still feeling up to it with your little...
Yeah, I just won't drink as much red wine. But I'm not going to say I'm going to drink no red wine.
Okay. I'm sure that'll cure you.
Hey, we're looking for your ideas. We were thinking about how we can do a small group.
Oh, yeah. We've been talking about, the wine tasting.
To do like a wine tasting.
Sorry, that was me.
But we'd have to do it in a way that there's interaction because we got to talk about.
Right.
So I don't know how we figure that out.
We were talking about trying to do a Zoom call, but you can't really get 2,000 or 3,000 people on a Zoom call all at the same time.
Well, we'll do a limited. So
Okay.
like reservation, there'd be like maybe 10 people.
Okay.
Or something like
We'll
that.
figure it out.
Figure
Once
something
we've
out.
researched it. Oh, and there's something else that I wanted to show you. Speaking of bobby socks and Oxfords, look at what just arrived in the mail yesterday.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. So I still have the paddles in their little sleeves, which I'm kind of anal like that. So I'll probably always go around with them in the little sleeve. But aren't these pretty? So after the show today, I'm not going to use this on Paul. I knew that's where your mind was going.
I'm not saying I wouldn't deserve it.
We're going to, speaking of YouTube, open up the YouTube app, and we're going to watch a video on how you play pickleball because I really want to learn how to play. And I've played before,
And there's
but
different terms.
Yes, and it's very different than playing tennis. So I was kind of excited about
It could bring a whole new reason for in the kitchen with Paul and Judy. Isn't there a place called the Kitchen in pickleball?
Yes, and you got to stay out of the kitchen in pickleball. If you get in the kitchen, you get a
Then you're in
demerit.
trouble.
You get a demerit, or you lose a point or something. We got to watch the video and figure out how to play. We have some friends who are always talking about pickleball, and so we want to be
Hep.
Yeah, we want to be ready for anything, any match that comes our way. So I thought that would be fun to show you.
This Therapy is a very good vintage. It's 2008.
I thought you said it was 2018.
The 2008 expiration.
18 is what you said. I have to watch our video again. Did he say 18 or 8?
I think it's 2008. It said 08. 2008.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, wow.
Well, if I...
Pickleball is a game like tennis, except that it used much shorter paddles and a much shorter court. And then they're completely different rules.
Plastic balls.
Other than that, it's exactly the same.
I was reading about it, and I think it was somebody who came up with it, was trying to do a hybrid of tennis
And paddleball,
and
racquetball,
and ping pong. Even.
Oh, and ping pong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, because it's more the consistency of the ping pong.
Right,
ball.
and
the
shorter
paddles too. Yeah.
But it's a good way for people that are long in the tooth like me to
still get out and
still
play.
get out and play, because you don't have to cover the whole.
Well, and
tennis.
anybody who's had tennis elbow or any kind of shoulder issues or rotator cuff surgery knows that tennis can be a little bit harder on the body probably than pickleball.
Yeah.
So that's another reason that I think it's kind of a good sport.
But I mean, there were all different kinds and price ranges of rackets.
Oh, I know. It's a pro sport now.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're not going to get to pro status, but we'll be able to hopefully
In
get it
our own
across the
minds.
net.
In our own minds.
Okay, so you have your homework assignment for next weekend.
Yes. And do you have
Make lists.
words of wisdom for us?
Of course I do. That's one of my favorite things to put together in this show is the words of wisdom. So we'll leave you on that note. We hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for joining us.
And
as
we hope to
always.
see you next weekend.
Share it if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And hopefully these little words of wisdom will make you feel good, make you feel warm all over. I'll mute us first so we don't get the feedback. Bye, guys.
Bye.